Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're tuned into my channel for the first time, my name is Peace and I remain your favorite sociologist. On this channel, I bring you frank talks about the society and you. And on this channel, I try to stay on the path of positivity. Yeah, and sorry guys, I've not really been around since last week. I've been a little busy at work, yeah, with others. So yeah, I'm back and I'm here. So guys, I saw something looking like an online marriage competition going on between my sister and my cousins, and I'm really wondering when this one started. Hello, Gifty. Ogudu. She says, hi, Gifts. Thanks for joining. Thank you for joining me. So I just want to talk about this marriage competition thing that's going on right now on YouTube about my family. Linda Egbo, good afternoon. Hi, good afternoon, Linda. Thanks for joining me. Thank you, guys. Thanks, everyone, for joining. So I just want to talk about this marriage competition thing that's going on because before now, I didn't know that as sisters in the family that we were competing against each other. I don't know. Like right now, it's looking like I always get updates late. Maybe because I like to mind my business and face my front, right? I don't like to get involved in plenty. I know they too sabi talk, right? So, I just noticed that since this Janice wedding thing came up, there's been a lot of bad blood flowing. Why am I using the word bad blood? Because it started with her announcing her engagement, and then my sister's friends started spreading bad news about the engagement and of course the upcoming wedding and stuffs like that. And I came out, I made a video and I was like, why are they saying those things about Jenny? Why are they saying she's too young? They started by, first of all, they started by saying she was too young. And then they said, oh, she was going to drop out of school to get married. And then they said, oh, she's pregnant. And then they said, oh, the marriage is rush and all of that. And I was just wondering why something as beautiful as marriage would, someone would trying to tag negativity to something as beautiful as marriage. Yeah, so I came out to make a few videos trying to just discard all of those talks. And to my greatest surprise, I was actually shocked when the wedding proper took place, and of course my sister had to come out openly and start talking and all of that, and I was like, wow. So I didn't even know that we were in a secret competition in the family. Like we were secretly competing against each other in the family. And if you ask me, that is not how our parents raised us. If you observe very well, my mother and her sister have lived closely and peacefully all their lives, not competing against anybody. Nobody is trying to say I have this more than you, or I don't have this more than you, or I am at this position and you're not at this position. They've lived exemplary lives for us as children. No competition. In whatever way, no competition. Nobody is trying to say I'm better than you in this aspect. Nobody is trying to say, oh, you are better than me in this aspect. They just love upon themselves, stand by each other, support each other through thick and thin. When one has, the other one supports. When the other one doesn't have, the other one supports. In the most little ways they can afford to support. So now growing up and fast forward to this point, all of a sudden I'm seeing that we are in a competition with each other. When did we get to this point? When did we get to this point, and how did we get to this point as a family? I never knew we were actually doing marriage competition. I didn't know. I didn't know. And if, of course, if you probably the parents don't even know that they are doing this marriage competition thing. Because if you ask me, I don't think Edith is doing marriage competition with me. Neither do I think Kemsey is doing marriage competition with me. Neither do I think Jenny is doing marriage competition with me. The only person that I know that is competition prone is my own sister, who started having issues with me trying to be in the family way before her. Yeah, and all of that. Now, my question is, why won't you just allow people enjoy their lives peacefully in their own little ways without trying to drag it to make it look like competition? Why won't you just allow people enjoy their lives peacefully in their own little way and in their little corner without making it, without bringing competition into it, without trying to prove a point that you are better than anybody? Why? What's all this marriage competition thing on YouTube about? What is it for? People will just sit down and they will laugh at us very well. They will laugh at us so badly. What's the competition for? Because for all I know, Edith is not doing marriage competition with me. Jenny is not doing marriage competition with me. Neither is Kemsey doing marriage competition with me. Neither is my auntie competing with my mother for anything. Right? So I actually have issues when you, my sister, you would come online and try to paint things and make things look otherwise. Make things look the way they are not. Because in this family, from time immemorial, since when I was a child till we grew up to this point, we have not been existing by competition. No. We don't compete among ourselves. That wasn't how we were brought up. Because if actually there was any form of competition amongst us as a family, our auntie, that's grandma gift, wouldn't have been able to approach our mother for anything because of competition. Because she will say, oh, if I approach, they will laugh at me. Right? For all I know, like you, as I'm sitting like this, the childhood memory I had of us growing up as a family, going on holidays, their Edith and Enetie, everybody, their Uti coming over to our house on holidays. Like, holidays were a period we looked up to as a family, because our cousins will come over. If there was anything like competition in the family, we wouldn't have been that bonded. And we bonded that way as children till we grew up. Till we grew up, there were no issues. There was no form of competition. Anybody where God first bless, anybody where God bless pass, if you like, you put a helping hand to the other person the best way you can. That is the mindset of our family that I grew up with. And that is the mindset of our family that I still have in my head. That's why when I see all this drama going on YouTube, I'm like, I'm just like, UK, stop. That is how we grew up as children. Because if there was any form of competition among us, or among the two sisters, that's my mother and grandma Gift, Edith wouldn't have had the boldness or the courage to come and say, Auntie, please, let me stay in your house. Because there is something competition does for you. Competition will not make you want to approach somebody for something or ask for help. Make the person no can laugh you. Do you get? So if there was any form of competition, the two sisters, my mom wouldn't have told her sister, take my house and stay. And this take my house and stay was even after Edith has gone viral, she has blown. So there was never a time in our family that I know or that I can remember that we had anything like competition among the two sisters or among we, the children of the two sisters. So why is my sister trying to make it look like we are in a competition and I'm not aware? Both sisters are not competing for anything. Grandma Gift is not competing with my mother for anything. She's not. Neither are her children competing with us for anything. That is to the best of my knowledge. So now, since this Jenny's wedding thing stuff came up, I've been seeing some kind of funny negative dramas going on, and I've just been wondering in my head, what exactly are you trying to achieve, UK, in all these things? What are you trying to achieve? You may come and call me foolish as usual, because most times, maybe I know they too quick see negative things, or I know they too quick perceive negative things from afar. Do you get? I know they too quick see them. So maybe from a distance, you've seen that they're competing with us. But me, as I look at it, I don't see any competition. I don't see any form of competition at all. Edith got married. At the point where Edith got married, she has already gone viral on YouTube. She had a good couple of millions sitting down pretty in her account. But she didn't go for an elaborate or expensive wedding because she's a very economical person. She know they like to spend money anyhow, even for her own self. You can't take that away from her. You can't. You cannot take that away from her. If you tell her, Edith, bring your phone, it is the phone she has been using maybe since before she blew on YouTube that she's still using till now. She's very, very economical. She spends money when it is absolutely necessary for that money to be spent. But if you are going to say, come, let's do something for show, hey, my dear, you know, go see Edith for there. The same thing applies to my mom, my mother that gave birth to us. My mom is a very, very economical person. She doesn't spend anyhow. That's why she has been able to acquire the things she has for herself. She doesn't spend anyhow. She spends money only when absolutely necessary. She doesn't spend anyhow. And if you tell my mother, come, let's go and do something for show, I can tell you for free, you know, go see my mama, you know, go do one. She will not do anything. She will not go and lavish her money for show. Right? She doesn't live her life to impress people. And that is exactly how Edith lives her life. For basic comforts and not to impress anybody. Now, Edith's wedding gone. My sister did her own wedding. My sister, right from time immemorial, she has been a person that likes competition. Even amongst in the family, she likes competition, no doubt. We all know. Even when nobody is competing with her, she just likes to prove a point that she's the best of everything. Oh, I got this thing first. Oh, I am the first person to do this. Oh, my own is the best. That is her nature. We've accepted her that way, and everybody will just try not to compete with her. Right? Edith did her own wedding and it passed. And now, my sister came on and did her own wedding and it passed. Whether she was trying to show Edith she could do it better or not, I don't know. But she did her own wedding and it passed. Kemsey did her own wedding to the best of her ability and it passed. Jenny has come and has done her wedding to the best of her ability and it has passed. So what is the competition in these 4 weddings? What is the competition that 4 sisters in a family have gotten married? Why is she trying to bring a competition where there is no competition? What exactly is the essence of this competition? Why is she trying to make it look like the both families are competing for something when they are not? Because honestly, it's sending a very funny picture of the family online. Whereas we are not competing for anything. We have never competed for anything, neither are we going to compete for anything in the future. As a family. As a family. Right? If the competition kind of lifestyle, trying to do things to show people you are the best or you are better than this person, I better pass you, I do this, I do that, is her own kind of a thing, she should just do it on her own lane and not try to make it look like both families are competing. I just gave you people a background of how we grew up as a family. Simple. If my mom and her younger sister, which is Grandma Gifts, were competing for anything at all in this life, Grandma Gift wouldn't have approached my mom and say, please let me stay in your house. And my mom wouldn't have agreed for Grandma Gift to stay in her house. Right? At the point where Grandma Gift approached my mom, Edith don't blow that time. Do you get? These 2 sisters are not competing for anything. Neither are we, the children of the sisters, competing for anything. And if you people also watch, despite all the draggings and fightings online, this, that were going on, my mom didn't in any way stay away from her sister. Apart from this last points where they say, oh, that my cousins insulted my mom and stuffs like that. Right? So please, I'm talking to you now, UK, in this matter. I don't see Edith as a competition. I don't see Kemsey as a competition. I don't see Jenny as a competition. Neither is our mother seeing her sister, Grandma Gifts, as a competition. So please don't try to paint it or make it look like both sisters and their children are competing for something, because we are not. Like when you try to do that, you are trying to there is this mindset or this mentality or this there is this childhood memory and all of that I have in my head, and that we grew up with as a family, and that has sustained our bond, and that has made us very close. So when you bring up this competition thing, that's you trying to drag that thing out of my head. Because in the real sense of it, a girl child is old enough to get married. Shouldn't she get married? If she can afford to do her wedding to this level, shouldn't she do it? If she can only afford to invite 50 people, should she stretch herself because she wants to prove a point? There is honestly no need for bringing competition into this thing. There is no need and there is no point. Nobody in the family is competing with anybody. Not the parents are not competing, neither are the children competing. Nobody is competing. So please don't try to make it look like, or don't try to drag it or paint a picture to make it look like both families are competing for something. We are not competing. We are not in competition. I am not in a competition with my cousins. Neither are they in any way competing with us. And nobody is also competing with you. You just like, it's in your nature. We have accepted you that way. You just like as a person to prove a point. You like to be the best. You like to be the first. You like to be, it is either you or nobody else. Right? Because I saw a post. Firstly, I saw videos where you made and you were saying marriage competition and all of that. And in that video, you even said something. You said marriage is not a thing that you use to compete with other people. And I was like, oh yeah, she's making sense. And then a few days later, you go back and you tag your wedding video, and then you are saying, oh, I was able to do this in my marriage. I was able to do this in my marriage, even when some people said they could not afford to buy the clothes and all of that. Was that necessary at this point, my sister? Was it necessary at this particular point? When you are supposed to be celebrating with your cousins, okay, let's even agree that you're having issues with them and you don't want to celebrate with them. Right? Don't try to make it look like a competition because they're not competing with you. Neither are they competing with you. Neither is their mother competing with our mother. There is no competition. All my life, I've grown up to love my cousins in my mind and in my heart up till this date. They've grown up to love us in their mind and in their hearts up to this date. Our mother has lived, she has grown up to love them and their mother in her heart and in her mind up till this date. So also has their mother, Grandma Gift, lived and grown up to love us and our mother in her mind and in her heart up to this date. So when did this competition really start? When exactly did this competition start? I beg. Because I don't see anywhere where these people made it look or made it seem that they are competing with us in any way. And I don't like the fact that you're trying to make it look like they're competing with us. I hate it when someone is trying to spread false news and false rumors and all of that. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. Because I remember when you moved to Lagos, and I think I came out and I made a video and I was talking about why don't you leave this competition you're trying to do, because you're actually trying to prove a point here. You're trying to prove a point that you can actually build something and all of that. You're a landlady and stuff like that. And I came out and I said, this competition you're going into, you would have used that money for something better and get yourself a better place and all of that. I think I saw somebody online, Bunny Goes. She just got herself a place in the same Lagos. Yeah. She just got herself a place in the same Lagos, and she didn't even spend that much. And the place is big and spacious and all of that. So that is exactly what I was driving at when I said, oh, just leave this competition thing, because me, I already know you as my sister. But seeing you trying to bring this wedding thing and make it look like a competition, my sister, that is not correct. They are not competing with us. They are married, they are married. They did their wedding to the best of their abilities. Or to the best, the not even the best of their abilities, because Edith could have done her own wedding more lavishly, but she chose not to. Right? So they did their wedding by choice to the standard they did it. I honestly don't see why you are trying to make it look like a competition, because it is not a competition and it is not supposed to be a competition. At least you've experienced it, that it is not how much you spend at the wedding that determines the success of the marriage. It is not how much that is spent or which person wedding was more lavish, which person's wedding was bigger, which person's wedding was better, which person's wedding did everybody attend, that makes the marriage last long. You've experienced it firsthand, so you should know better. So what's all this thing? Why are you trying to make it look like there is a marriage competition going on in the family? Why? Whereas these people are actually not competing with you. Okay. Let me take a few comments, guys. Oh, okay. So many comments. All right. Gifty saying, always smiling even when talking serious issues. Gifty, there's nothing I can do now. Me, I don't have energy to shout and frown. If I try to do the way she's doing now, my chest will start paining me. I don't have that energy. That's just the truth. I don't get power. Quran says, hello, how are you doing? I'm fine, thank you. Oladoye Jumake says, hi, peace. Hi, thanks for joining. Honestly, Itaya Mio, unified family is the strongest. Exactly, my people. See, this thing disturbs me because we grew up as a family with a mindset, right? We may not have been very close, though when we used to be at Lagos, we were quite close because you could actually go and visit and come back and all of that. But since when we moved to Abuja, I think my mom moved to Abuja in 2000, in the year 2000. So since then we've been in Abuja. So distance and transportation and all of that became an issue. Yeah. But even at that, you know what you already experienced as a child and then you grew up with it. Even if you don't see that person every day, it stays in your mind. It stays in your mind. You have these blissful childhood memories of that particular person. Such that even if you see that person in 20 years' time, it's good vibes you'll be emitting. Do you get? It's good vibes, it's happy vibes you'll be emitting. Oladojoye Jumake says, Awataya, okay. What says, it's so ridiculous, so unnecessary. Life is too short for all these headaches. Honestly, I really don't understand when we got to this marriage competition thing, and I don't understand why my sister is trying to make it a competition. I honestly don't understand. People do things according to their capacity and according to what they can afford. Right? So why are you still trying to come and prove a point that yours was the best, or yours was better, or yours was better funded, yours was better planned? It's actually unnecessary at this point. Because even while you were doing that wedding, they all celebrated with you. They rejoiced with you. There was no fight. They rejoiced with you. So what point are you trying to prove at this point? What point are you trying to prove now? Eh? What point? Oladoye says, now that you reach it, destroy your sister mentally by giving her the shock of her life, but here is venting this anger on the family now. Wow. Well, I don't really know what happened between her and her husband, and commenting on that is not within my jurisdiction. Um, Lajo Ijumake says, wait, over Edeko, UK has started replying Gloria by saying she stand for Gloria during her. Wala, 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 wala. Oh, actually, this Gloria person you people are talking about, I was just watching her video before I came to do this live stream. And I like that Gloria as a person. My God, Jesus, I don't start, but I do they like people. Anyway, Gloria, I like you as a person, and I actually liked I like your video and your analysis though. And that was the same way that I liked Bunny Goes. I still like her though. But when she started trying to twist what I did, what I said and what I didn't say, and say I was mocking her, I felt somehow about it. But that's it. Sam says, hello, hello, Sam. I did not know Gloria did video at Jamaica. Oh, yeah, Gloria did video. I just watched it. That your sister needs help. You people should look into her matter. It's not normal what she's doing. Well, the thing is, you people, I don't know whether it's normal or it's not normal. I just know she likes this competition thing. She likes to be the best. She likes to be the first. She likes to be everything. It had like everything has to be revolving around her. Yeah. But I also want her to understand that in life doesn't revolve around only you. I think there was a place where I saw her where she made a video and she said leave and let others leave. She made a video like that. There was a video she made and she said leave and let others leave. And when I watched that video in my mind, I just laughed out and I was like, so UK, my sister, can actually talk like this. She can actually sit down and say leave and let others leave. So why does she always refuse to let others leave? And it's not even long she made that video, maybe 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago or something. And today or this week she's doing all those things. That's inconsistency, actually. That's inconsistency. It's actually inconsistency. You have to get to the point where you realize that other people can actually do whatever they like to do with themselves as adults and choose to do what they want to do for themselves and how they want to spend their money and what they want to use their money for. You have to get to that point and realize it, so that it doesn't become that, oh, for every time you live, for every breath you take on life, on this planet Earth, it has to be competition. That competition is not necessary. That competition stresses you. It strains you. It strains you financially. It strains you mentally. It strains you emotionally. It's not needed. It's not necessary. If you ask me, it's not needed. It's not necessary. UK has not to us what her problem is, honestly. Martins Habotu says, hello, hello. When you work hard for your money, you spend it wisely. Exactly. Exactly. And that is one thing about Edith, right? She has gone through the most difficult times in life as a person. Such that even now with all the money, she's still very, very, and you see Edith's story. You see my mother's story. My own mom. My mother's story. When we were younger, my mom would always say, I sent myself to school. I did this thing. I went to do so and kind of job to send myself to school. I went to do so kind of thing to send myself to school. My parents didn't send me to school. Oh, I suffered. Oh, I did this, and today I'm a graduate. Or I was able to send myself. She sometimes she even say I went to a night school, that they were not already willing to pay her fees, so she had to struggle and go to a night school. And today, my mom, she does not spend her money anyhow. I remember the first car loan that she was given in her office. My mama no buy motor. She refused to buy a car. She went to use that money and buy a land. And that land is where this our house is right now. And back then in the office, her colleagues would tell her, this woman, you like to suffer. She would say, I have children to take care of. Do you get? And probably that's where, like, there is a way you would have suffered in life. You become very prudent with your spending. You don't spend anyhow. When you turn around and you know nobody to help you, like nobody to, because even my mom back then, she would still say, she would sit around and say, that as she is like this, so she cannot even spend her money anyhow, because there is nobody that is standing in the family that can offer you assistance, that when you say, oh, I'm broke, oh, send me money, the person sends you. So when you are conscious as a person that's nobody to lean on, nobody to fall back on, you be very careful with the way you spend your money. Which is just the simple, basic truth of life. Right? That is just how it is. The simple, basic truth of life. Okay, this person says, hello, baby. Hi, I love you. I love you too. Please like this gifty. Thank you. Jumake says, since Jenny's wedding, she has been making some fun community write-up with her ex-wedding video. That woman is mentally disabled. Yeah, that's why I am actually addressing this matter right now, because she made a video marriage competition, she made a video this, she made a video that, and then maybe 2 days ago or 3 days ago she shared her video, and then she made a write-up. And that was when I was like, when did we start this competition in the family now? I know you people are fighting as sisters, but I didn't know we're competing against each other. So how do you take something as beautiful as marriage and as wedding and turn it into competition? How? People do things based on their capacity. Some people actually do things based on their financial wiseness and wisdom, based on their own financial principles. Not everybody wants to show off. Not everybody wants to blow the mind of the masses by giving them a grand wedding. Because right now in the society, people are becoming wiser. People are knowing that when you do wedding finish, you never pay people where they owe money for wedding. Wedding don't scatter. So people just try to do it in a moderate and decent way and move on. So what's the whole essence of the competition? If you ask me, it's not necessary. It's not necessary to try to prove that your wedding was better, or their wedding is not heavy weighted enough. Because of course you posted it on YouTube. Everybody saw the wedding, right? Everybody saw the wedding. Just like everybody's seeing their own wedding now. But why is it that now that Jenny is supposed to be celebrating and enjoying her marriage, you're trying to make it look like it's a competition? You're trying to just twist things. What do you stand to gain by doing all of that? Why? Laura Loves G says, don't worry, the family picture has been online for years now. courtesy of your sister. Your family doesn't have any reputation here again, thanks to her. So, is well, oh, is well. And the funny part about this thing is, this wasn't the picture people actually had about our family. I believe people had this picture of a loving, united family, a sweet family, and all of that. Because that is what it has been. Starting from the two sisters, which is my mom and her younger sister, Grandma Gift. That is what it has been. And they've been standing by each other hand in and side by side and hand in hand and showing us how to do it. I remember there were times that when even me and my own elder sister, UK, would have issues, and I'll tell her, every time you just be disturbing me. If you want to learn how to be a senior, look at mommy and look at Auntie Mayen. I used to tell her that thing. On several occasions, I tell her. I say, look at mommy and look at Auntie Mayen. Have you ever seen mommy trying to force Auntie Mayen to do anything? Have you ever seen mommy disrespecting? And like, I always use them as an I know they go far to go find example. I use my mom and my aunt as an example of how two sisters should be for my own elder sister. Right? And that was the example they showed us. That was how that was how we grew. That was how we grew as children. Because if they were competing among themselves, if they were always dragging what was not there to be dragged, the bond and unity wouldn't have been there. Even in the things they do among themselves as sisters, you would see it. You would see it clearly. You would see it. It's just very sad and pathetic that we are at this point right now. It's sad. And even at this point that we have gotten to, that everything now has scattered and destroyed and it don't spoil, you are still wanting to further paint it back, which is absolutely not necessary. Those people did their wedding peacefully in their corner, no competitions. You now you're trying to come and make it you're trying to come and like I don't get a beg. Okay, so West says UK needs to get a job. She has too much time on her hands. And idle mind is the devil's workshop. It's really manifesting in her life. Probably she needs to get a job. Yeah. How can you speak to the entire UK? Oh, I'm not speaking to the entire UK. My sister's name is UK. John says, hello, how are you doing? Hello, John. Thanks for joining. I am from India. Thanks for joining. Where are you from? I'm from Nigeria. Canary King says, hi, peace. Hi, Canary. Thanks for joining. Lovely outfit. Thank you. Tony Drawing says, I like your edges. Oh, thank you, Tony. Oh, these people. Okay, let me scroll down a little. Dim Joseph says, I beg that your sister gets photo. Jimbe, I am a boy. Don't know how she reasons and thinks. Honestly, I don't understand how we got to this competition part. I don't like you know how someone is trying to tell you that everything you grew up to know as a child, as a human, is a lie. When you don't old or more. West says, your cousins are just living their lives like any other sane human being. UK, tell us why you're so pained. What's eating you up? That's another thing. Because I looked at the wedding, how the whole everything. I don't see anything they did extra. So what's bringing this competition thing? What's bringing you trying to say, oh, your wedding was better and all of that? If at least if you don't want to celebrate with them, just ignore them. For all I know, for the past 6 months, they've not been saying anything about you or responding to you and all of that. So if you don't want to celebrate with them, just ignore them. But why trying to make it look like it's a competition? It's not a competition. We're not competing. We're not competing. We're not fighting for anything in this family. We are not. They are not competing with us. Neither are we competing with them. So don't make it look that way. It's not necessary. Jimbe says, I'm from US, Arizona. Oh, thanks for joining, Jimbe. Canary King says, maybe it's time to move on from the drama. Yeah, but the more you try to move on, the more you try to ignore things, the more she's bringing up new things. And from experience, I've learned that when allegations are being made against you and you just when allegations are being made against you or when things are being said against you and you just keep quiet, your silence is assumed or presumed to be a yes and an acceptance. Jumake says UK is always backing. Why? Well, probably it's in her nature to do that. Let me try and go down. Okay, Limbisky says it's not necessary. We're just pressured into making it so grand. Exactly. Why do we put ourselves under unnecessary and undue pressure to make the wedding grand? Why? That's not what determines a happy marriage life. That is not what determines if the marriage will last. The wedding does not sustain the marriage. It doesn't. But people just do things to the best of their ability. You want a grand wedding, you have the money. By all means, please go ahead and have a grand wedding. Huh? Gift Ogulu says, well said, my dear. Thank you very much. A lot of people actually borrow money from the bank to get married. Isn't that the height of foolishness? So by the time you borrow money, because I actually see these things online, by the time you borrow money to get married, and then a few months or a few years down the line, the marriage is no more, and then you are paying debts for something that is no longer existing. Does that make sense? Why don't you just do it little to the best of your ability, call a few friends and families, they celebrate with you, and you move on? Why? What's all this competition? My wedding is better than your wedding. My wedding, 100,000 people attended. Your own, only 5 people attended. How does that guarantee a successful marriage at the end of the day? Okay. West says UK changed the picture. UK changed the picture and doesn't seem to want to stop anytime soon. Any opportunity she gets, she's on live and posting on her community. She does not have any other content. UK is just unbelievable. I like your piece. Who's this? BBC. BB. Okay, BB says, I like your piece for standing by the truth. However, I have to say the truth. BB says, your mom is just like UK. That's why she supports her. The only reason she lived in peace with Grandma Gift is because Grandma Gift didn't blow on time. So your mom was on top of the world. No, that is absolutely not true. That is absolutely not true because let me tell you why that is not true. Right? Because even after Grandma Gift blew, even after all the fights they were still having on YouTube, my mom was still talking to her sister. She was still supporting her sister. They were still doing their sister thing. Until UK dragged the mothers into this fight. That was when my mom started having issues. with her sister. And that was why when I first came on YouTube, I will continue to make reference to those videos I made. I said, UK, if you want to fight with edits, fight with edits. Leave the sisters out of it. I will continue to make reference to those videos. I will. It is at the point where she dragged the two mothers into the fight, that was when my mom started having issues with her sisters. But that aside, my mom has never had issues with her sister. Neither will she have any issues or bad mind or jealousy against her sister. No, my mom is not like that. She's not like that. And I also have issues with UK as a person doing something and making it look like it's the whole, she's doing it on behalf of the whole family. No, she's not. She's doing her own thing by herself and on her own. So, no, please, my mom is not like that. Bibi says, immediately grandma gift and her nuclear family started succeeding, your mom's true color came out. It is a wicked and witch behavior to Fiakwa. Bibi, that is not true. That is not true. It is absolutely not true. Because even despite the fact that my auntie and her nuclear family started succeeding, they were still in my mom's house. They still had good interactions and good rapport with my mom. They still did. No bad feelings, no fighting, no quarreling. Despite all what was happening on YouTube, they were still together, communicating. Yes. So you can't say that about my mom. No, you can't. Because I don't see my mom or know my mom to be a person like that. And another thing you should understand is, one thing will be happening and UK, my sister, will be reporting another. That is something else you should understand. Because it happened to me too as a person. A different thing was happening between me and UK. A different thing was being reported to my mom and my dad. Different lies, different stories, different all of that. So I know exactly how my sister can be, especially when she wants to achieve something. When she wants to achieve something against you, I know how she can be and I know how far she can go. And she will not stop until she achieves that particular thing she wants to achieve. And achieve against you. Let me not come and put it or make it look like it's a good thing. It's not a good thing. Right? Okay, so what says we got to this competition part because UK is trying to justify her behavior, but she unfortunately competing with her shadow. That's the point. Nobody's competing with you. So why are you competing? Just live your life the way you want to live it. You don't have to prove anything to anybody. I beg. If you eat chicken in your house every day, you don't have to prove it to anybody. If you drink only gari in your house every day, you don't have to prove it to anybody. If you are living in a mansion, in a duplex, a skyscraper, you don't have to prove it to anybody. Just live your life. No need. This competition is not necessary, my sister. It's not necessary. It's not necessary because it's clouding your judgment too much. It's making you commit too many financial mistakes and blunders that normally you wouldn't have committed. That is what competition does. And it is even worse that you are competing against your own self. Because the people you think you're competing with, they're not even competing with you. That's the problem. The people you think you are competing with, they are not competing with you at all. They are not. They are just living their life in their own little way. facing their front and minding their business. And you are busy trying to prove a point that you are better than them. It's not necessary. It's not necessary. We don't even want, at this point, we don't even want to know who is better than who. As long as everybody is an adult, everybody can feed themselves, everybody can pay their bills, everybody can take care of themselves. What more do you want? You don't have to compete with anybody, my sister. It's not necessary. It's not necessary. Leave competition. I beg. Leave competition. Spendy says, say it again, my sister. Laura Loves just says Jenny had a very small classy wedding. UK is posting her wedding of many colors to compete with a small girl. God forbid somebody like UK in my family. In 2025, when everything's so expensive in Nigeria, that small girl and her young husband did a small classy wedding. Why is UK so pained? West says even UK is still owing Edith for the wedding she is bragging about. If Edith was owing her YouTube, YouTube will not sleep. Okay, someone said BB says baby girl at Peace Academy. I know humans from the beginning. I clocked it, but I understand your sentiments, so we'll let it go. Laura Love, she says, to be honest, if your mom saw all the things UK has been doing on the streets and she allows UK to manipulate her into this fight, then your mom didn't do well at all. Una never understand. You don't know. Don't worry. Don't worry. Let me not talk too much. West says my issue is every mother knows their child's behavior and character. You should be wise enough to know when your child is trying to bang heads together. Yeah, exactly. Did you? West, exactly. I'm sure she knows her daughter too well. Why allow her manipulate her into this fight? Exactly, because if you look at it, this fight, the parents were actually manipulated into this fight. This fight had nothing at all to do with the parents. And the parents shouldn't have come into it. But she knows what she knows what she's doing, and she knows where she's going to. She knows what she's trying to achieve. All she wants is for my auntie to be driven out of the house. And she knows that she on her own, she cannot go and drive them. Right? So she manipulates my mom into the game. Now that she has succeeded in causing a divide between the sisters, hope she's happy. Exactly, I hope she's happy at this point. Gifty says, peace, my dear, it is well. She knows the truth, but pride and ego will not allow UK to reason. UK is exhibiting a psychopath behavior and it's scary. Edith should be reporting it to the authorities. The obsession is scary. Anyway, guys. So this is just what I wanted to say about this competition thing, right? Because right now, she's painting a picture to the whole world that the two families are competing, whereas the families are not competing. We are not competing for anything. We are not fighting for anything. There is no competition going on. No marriage competition, no financial competition, no house competition, no life success story competition. We are not competing in any way for anything. Because this life, na jeje. This life, as it carry you go, follow am like that. Right? Anywhere life carry you go, follow am like that. Pray for the best. Pray for the best. Nobody knows tomorrow. You can be poor today and be rich tomorrow. You can be rich today and be poor tomorrow. Right? I think I watched one of her videos where she said, oh, she was born into wealth. That's my elder sister. Where she said she was born into wealth and then as she grew up along the line, she couldn't find the wealth and stuff like that. That is life for you. That is life for you. That is a way to show you that this life, it turns around. It changes for people at different points in time. So many people will tell you, I was born with a silver spoon. Along the line, I don't know if you even see a rubber fork or rubber spoon. Right? So please, let's not make this life a competition. The two sisters, that is my mother and her sister, are not competing against themselves. Neither are we, the children of the two sisters, competing against each other. We are not. That is not how we were raised. It has never been that way. It has never been that way. So please, don't try to paint that narrative online. We are not competing for anything. We are not competing for anything. Let me take a few comments before I sign up. Oh, I don't talk plenty today. Okay. Happy says, what about my comments? Read me, please. Patience, Mama, God bless your wisdom. Well, thank you, Patience. Tuku say, kids grew up and become something. Huh? Kids, kids grow up and become sometimes nothing like you taught or raised them, but they would fight if it meant defending yourself. That's true. That's true. Kids up and turn out to be something totally different from how you raised them. Jumoke Abdul. Oh, thanks for joining. I'm seeing you on my channel for the first time. She says UK is going through a lot. Her ex-husband really dealt with her, that she has not recovered from the shock and the all things yet. Of course, of course, of course. Nobody ever went through separation and can say, oh, it was very easy for me. It's a tough period. It's a tough period for her, and it's always a tough period for every woman, especially when you've been officially and legally married, and then things go south, things go sour, and stuff like that. It's always very, very challenging. So it's understandable that, oh, she's going through certain things, but she's actually supposed to allow herself rest and recuperate, right? But what's all this fighting for? What is it for? It's not necessary. Patience Zimbabwe says, you are just acting like me. Patience, Apia, I'm competing to get your attention. Apia, why are you competing to get my attention? I think your mom should stand her ground as a mother with UK, because your mom looks so quiet and peaceful. UK should stop. My mom is a very quiet and peaceful person, actually. My mom is very, very... My mama know they talk. She know they talk. She's a very quiet person. Not just quiet and peaceful. She know they talk. Abdul Jumake says, abeg, make una help UK. She is mentally not okay. Yaba left his wait for her. Are you married yourself? Who is this? HRH Lucy. No, I am not married. I am not married. Right? I'm not married. So guys, that's just and do you value men as well? Hey, hello. Jumoke Abdul says, peace. Shebina, you mentioned UKX for comment section, but why on earth is she dragging edits and the mom and family? Okay, about this X thing, the next live video I'm going to make is going to be about the X. I think that video is coming up by 2 p.m. So I will talk about the X thing there in that live session. So guys, if you should join me again by 2 p.m, let's talk about the X thing in that video or in that live session. Hi, how are you doing? I'm fine, thank you. Happy hour, read me. Hi, happy hour. Where did you get that hot temper from? The funny part is that hot temper that she has, I also have that same kind of hot temper. My elder brother also has that same kind of hot temper. But my elder brother learned to control his much earlier in life. And since me, I'm following him, he forced me to control the hot temper. Do you get? Right? So he learned how to control his much earlier. And since me, I'm following him. So he forced me to have sense by force. And that's how I am the way I am. And he is the way he is. Right? And that's how we became gentle, actually. But somewhere around the corner, deep within us, that temper is still there. Truth be told. Um, all right, guys. Thanks for staying with me. See you guys by 2 p.m. as we discuss the ex husband, ex boyfriend, ex whatever that attended the wedding, right? So see you guys by 2 p.m. I love you guys. Thanks for staying with me. Bye. And hugs, 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 hugs for all of you. Love you guys. Bye. Don't leave me. Come back by 2 p.m. Bye.